great balls of firepower. We're out catapulting squirrels and ferals at crows.
Well, mate.
Cheers, mate.
That was awesome.
We have a new exclusive offer. This time Spartan has come up with the goods. Christmas game cooking, Cai's making venison mince pies, and we mash up 2 French hens and a partridge in an arbre de pois to deliver a continental pheasant shooting treat. Plus news, plus hunting YouTube, plus the sun is shining. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Wayne Martin is well known on the clay scene. Here he is sporting some of Jack Pike's shooting gear for a recent ad. However, Wayne is not just capable with a shotgun. Sometimes he likes to make things a little more challenging.
Yes!
I've always shot a catapult, I've just never shot them to this extent.
He doesn't stop practicing. Fence post and leaves are fair game.
You know, it's such a cheap, accessible sport. It really is.
Did you feed the family solely with a catapult?
I have done. I have. Through the summer, we went through a stage of having game pie every Friday because of what I'd got during the week. On average, I was shooting about 5 or 6 pigeons and a couple of rabbits every week throughout the summer.
He's definitely a mean catapult shot, and by that we don't mean mean as in angry. Apparently he even looks this intense brushing his teeth. Anyway, this morning Wayne is on a catapult safari with Andy on the farm.
So what we're going to be doing hunting, we want a bit more power.
We're after woodies for the pot, plus some general pest control. Andy has white feral doves that have made a barn their home, and the squirrels are playing havoc with the pheasant hoppers. Let's start with the barn.
This is the first sort of time we're shooting in this kind of scenario. Normally it's all wild hunting, so yeah, you're shooting up in the trees. But I mean, generally, we're not able to get this close to stuff.
Drop well.
Drop like a stone. I mean, you think, you know, you're hitting these birds with 9.5mm steel ball, travelling around 250 feet per second. It doesn't mess about.
Inside, Andy asks Wayne to go for the pigeons on the girders to avoid roof damage.
We've got 3 of them anyway. No, they're a problem. They're around the farmyard. It absolutely stinks in here where they keep roosting in here. You start off with 1 and 2, and then the next thing you've got 31 and 2, and they're just a pain in the neck now. And Wayne said he wanted to have a go with his catapult, so I thought perfect chance. So we're just going to run around see if we can find a squirrel or something now, and then come back and knock a few more of them off.
Can't get a shot round here.
So hold over and hold under is important for you then?
At that kind of range, yeah, for sure. With these kind of bands, it's obviously, and aiming upwards sends the ball high. So, but at range, yeah, definitely, you definitely need to learn your bands, learn the trajectory of what you're using, the weight of the ammunition. You think of probably 30 yards with a 9.5mm steel, you probably hold over 6 inches or so.
Wayne only recently returned to shooting with the catapult after seeing one of the new breed of high-tech looking forks. His newfound enthusiasm has led to him designing and selling his own.
You know, who would have thought 10, 15, 20 years ago you'd be having catapults made from titanium and carbon fibre, you know? It's crazy. It's moved on hugely. But all for the better. All for the better completely.
Now let's head to the woods.
Get on him, Crow.
Great shot.
I lost.
A 30-yard headshot on a grey squirrel, and even though Andy is a bit wary, it's stone dead.
So headshot.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. What's that, 30 yards? 25, 30 yards?
Yeah, good 30 yards. Look at that. One of the order. Well done, Wayne.
Cheers.
So that's delivering some power still that far down range then?
Oh, hell of a, yeah. I mean, that's a 9 mils lead ball we've just used. Travelling at 250, 280 feet per second. You think the weight that carries,
yeah.
You know, even at terminal velocity, if that was to hit a pigeon or something in the head, it's still going to kill it, it's still going to go through it.
Oh, squirrel, look at that.
The hardest thing at that kind of range is putting the shot in the right place.
Yeah, sure.
It's not the fact that it won't kill it, because it will kill it.
Yeah.
It's just putting it in that right place,
yeah.
Which obviously that is.
Spot on there. A good shot, mate.
Cheers.
Well, mate.
Bit concerned for your fingers at one point there, Mr. Craig.
I was, I tell you, he come right back there, didn't he? A bit of nerves there.
It's amazing though how they can still go.
I've been bitten by them things before, but usually for your welly boots you got to finish them off. But yeah,
Tough.
Cracker. As soon as he's gone, we can fill that boots.
It's just one squirrel, but there is such a sense of achievement.
There's nothing like it. Hunting with a catapult, there isn't anything like it. You shoot a squirrel with an air rifle, you shoot a squirrel with a shotgun. It doesn't really count for a lot,
No,
you know. But you shoot it with a catapult, there's an achievement.
Yeah.
It's so, you know, such a crude item, but so effective.
Yeah. If we'd had a shotgun, we'd probably have shot 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well.
You
But you can get on, yeah, exactly.
More satisfaction out of
More
shooting this
satisfaction,
one.
definitely.
Yeah, more satisfaction out of shooting that one than.
And let's face it, he didn't know anything about that.
No, he certainly didn't.
You know, nerves are going to keep you going, but you know, he didn't know anything about that.
No, he didn't.
We drop back down to the barn to see if some of the doves have returned. Andy asks him to take a body shot on one that won't budge.
Basically base of the neck, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
That's an impressive hole, but you know, we're in a confined environment here, so we can collect these birds, but headshots are vital then, right?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, this is base of his neck.
Things are where we're shooting in the barn.
Yeah.
You've got to aim that much lower, so you aim for the bigger target to get
Exactly.
them down, really. Just in case you do miss.
Left hand one, yeah?
With the time left, it's back to the woods, and this time another squirrel is making us work.
The trouble is he's on top of the branch, so you can't actually get anything.
Yeah, somewhere you can get at.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Right in the head.
Yeah, diving. Yeah. Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
That was bloody awesome.
Right in the head, then, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Top of the head.
And the side of the nut.
But don't grab him yet.
Too friendly, really. I've been bitten by. We spent about 3/4 of an hour trying to get this thing. He's been up and down the trees.
Yeah, that was work for.
I wasn't going to get beat by him, I tell you.
That was work for.
That was great fun.
Yeah.
You with a catapult, any good?
No.
You've had a go, mate, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm no good with a shotgun, so I'm no good with a catapult. I'm no good with 300 pellets. And one ball bearing.
That's where the achievement comes from, is you've got one chance.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
One
Yeah.
chance, and that's it.
If that had been a shotgun bang, he would have been in the back
Yeah.
of the buggy, we'd have been on to the next
And it
one.
wouldn't mean nothing, would it?
No, but just rushing around here, keeping him up the tree, getting him tired. That's the thing, you just got to get them tired. Once they're tired, they freeze out then, and
Right.
you've got more chance to get.
If you want to find out more about Wayne's Catty Shack Catapults, check him out on Facebook. Well done, Wayne and Andy, and if this dedicated catty shooter were wearing a hat, I'd be doffing it to say exceptional shooting, and there'll be more clips from Wayne in the next few shows. Also, Wayne has kindly offered to give away a Catty Shack aluminium goblet catapult to one lucky winner. To enter the draw, all you have to do is write in the comment section below this film on YouTube or on Facebook, "I love rubber." Yes, I love rubber. Easy. Next up, no, that's too easy. It's David on the Fieldsports channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. A British junior air rifle shooter has broken a national record. At a competition in Luxembourg, Phoebe Taylor of Rugeley Rifle Club broke the GB junior record for a qualification. She eventually came 8th in the air rifle women juniors shot at 10 metres. In the UK, Rifleman Firearms in Somerset is close to finishing its new indoor range. It'll open in February and will have 5 firing lanes. Visit riflemanfirearms.com for more details. And thanks to shareholder Andy McGarty for sending us these images and for the video from Luxembourg. Staying in the Low Country, and Belgium has charged 2 government officials with breeding, releasing and then shooting muntjac. 2 forest rangers, one from the Nature and Forest Agency and one from the Agriculture and Fisheries Agency, are to go on trial in Leuven for breeding muntjac, releasing them into the wild, shooting them and selling the meat. The European pro-hunting group FACE takes a dim view.
What makes it even worse is that one of these guys is working for the Flemish authorities as a special law enforcement officer who should enforce the law on environment and hunting. As a hunting association, we strongly condemn these actions.
Thanks to shareholder Al Gabriel for sending in the story. Antis are targeting a councillor in Wales who is studying deer in New Zealand. They say James Evans, pictured here with Prime Minister Theresa May, should not keep his role as a member of Powys County Council after he won a National Farmers Union scholarship to study deer farming and venison production. Instead of attacking him for his interest in deer, they claim he can't do both jobs at once. Thanks to Joe Carhart for sending in the story. It's been revealed that over the last 3 years, the British government has issued licences to shoot over 40 different species of bird, some of which are endangered or rare. A wildlife blogger's Freedom of Information request reveals that Natural England and Natural Resources Wales issued licences for birds including skylark, linnet and missel thrush. Curlews, buzzards like this one, red kites and peregrine falcons were permitted to be shot to preserve air safety, wrens, robins, blackbirds like this one for public health or safety, and starlings and moorhens to protect agriculture. You can learn hunting and shooting at school in America. Iowa Department of Natural Resources runs a hunter's education program alongside its apprentice and mentor hunting programs. It also runs shooting sports initiatives in schools and even hunter safety as part of its physical education class curriculum. And Iowa runs a program called Let's Go Hunting, divided into son invitation, spouse invitation, co-worker invitation and friend invitation. There may be a new world record white-tailed deer. Keith Sabluski of Illinois shot what could be a record-setting buck during the first week of shotgun hunting season. Its antlers have 51 points, beating the previous record set last year of 47 points, set by Stephen Tucker of Tennessee. And finally, a couple of videos have emerged from the USA where white-tailed deer are the punchline. Here is a puma that does not get the meal it was hoping for. And in the week when a judge in the USA sentenced a poacher to watch the film Bambi every month for a year, here is an animal that happened on a boy on his first day squirrel hunting in the woods. Somebody tell the lad that that doesn't happen every day. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts, and happy Christmas.
Thank you, David. Later in the show, we've got pheasant shooting. Next up, Kai is making sure that game meat is part of your Christmas feasting. First, here's a deal from Leica you might want to look at.
So like your traditional mince pie, we're going back in time, we're going to actually put meat in there, and then we're going to add some Christmas spices and port, a little bit of marmalade, lots of kind of cool things which are going to make it a real Christmas treat. kind of stew that now. Half a teaspoon of clove, half a teaspoon of mace, and a teaspoon of nutmeg and cinnamon. We're going to pop that straight in. You can smell that Christmassy smell now, can't you? This is about a glass of port, but we've done it in 2 measures. It looks absolutely amazing, look how rich that looks. This is cooking quite nicely now. So we started off with the diced onion and the minced venison. We just cooked that through, added the fruit, the port, the stock, the spices and the marmalade. And now you can see as it's cooking, it's setting quite nicely. It's looking quite rich. That's going to be full of flavour. Everybody's taste is different, so taste as you go along. You might want some more of the Christmas spices, or you might want some more sweetness. If you want more sweetness, you can always add some more marmalade or a little bit of sugar. But we just added more port in there, and that's got sweet. That's sweet anyway, so that should really carry it through. Oh, that's delicious. Really taste the Christmas spices, not too much. Quite rich with the marmalade and the port. And get a meatiness from the stock and the venison. And that will cook for about 2 hours. So we're going to cook these at 170 for about 20 to 25 minutes. It is an Aga, so it's a little bit unpredictable. But after that, it should be perfect for eating. So here we are, my venison mince pies. Absolutely delicious, very rich, sweet, as well a little bit savoury. My take on a traditional mince pie. Now I would love to taste this, but because I'm gluten intolerant, I think it's someone else's turn to taste it. So, David? I've got 12 here for you, so good?
No.
Thank you, Cai. And next week he'll be coming up with a superb, succulent, festive pheasant recipe for you. Now at the top of the show, I mentioned there is a Fieldsports Nation exclusive offer in this week's show. That's where we go to the trade and ask them to do us a deal. Well, we have been to Spartan Spot. Spartan describes their standard bipod as the ultimate lightweight hunting bipod, and it can be attached to your rifle in seconds. The adapter options mean most rifles can be converted to receive their bipod. It's supplied in a storage box with one universal adapter kit to get you started. The RRP for their standard bipod is £225, but we have 8 for just £155. All you have to do is follow the link f-channel/Spartan to our shop, where you can pick up one of these exceptional deals, and be quick because there are only a few of them. Plus, while you're there in our shop, you can have a look at our range of merch, our hats, our t-shirts, and even our gun cleaning mats. And be quick about it because from the 1st of January we're going to be putting up our prices. This stuff could be collectible. Now, looking ahead to 2019, it is the British Shooting Show. And we will see you at the British Shooting Show. Next up, pheasant shooting, liberty, equality and fraternity. What could be more English than a driven pheasant shoot? What could be more English than a light and snappy game gun? Well, not much, except this pheasant shoot is in France and the gun is designed by Belgians. We are on one of France's premier shoots, Domaine de Chaste-la-Forge outside Paris, and hosting the day are the guys from Browning, headquartered in Liège, who want to try out a couple of guns that are going down well with British pheasant shooters. The whole thing is Brit-inspired with continental flair. Par exemple, this is the Beater's Bus. One of the shooters here is Alain Drache, who used to run Holland and Holland in London and was one of the driving forces behind the foundation of the Countryside Alliance. He explains the appeal of this English-style shoot located here in France.
A lot of French people coming to Devon for the fete, good shoots, and are looking for good shoots around here. As you've seen, well, you have to be selective, like in most part of the shoots, but there are plenty of very nice high birds here, and they're fast. So yes, there is a market for this.
The old chateau lies at the heart of the shoot, and the drives are arranged in a semicircle around the park. We move slowly clockwise. First to drive, and I am with Louis-Marie Després, who is shooting the Browning Crown and appears to be having some dollar. There's nothing wrong with the gun. What's defeating him is the sun.
That's terrific. I cannot see nothing. Just with my eyes closed. No, cannot shoot. Nothing.
At the end of the drive, he still has plenty of pheasants to pick. One continental aspect that's attractive is that the guns and the beaters lay out the birds proudly at the end of each drive and admire them. Next drive is snap shooting in the woods. This is where the Crown comes into its own.
So you're pretty pleased with that shot?
Yeah, yeah, really.
But I mean, how does this gun shoot? Is it heavy? Is it light?
The balance is very good. The balance is very good. So it's not a question of weight, but the balance makes the shoot really easy. So it's very nice.
I asked Louis-Marie if shooting a gun like this makes him a more confident shot.
Confident, no, but happy, yes. Happy. Aesthetic is not an important part for shooting, but it's an important part of the gun. So it makes the gun better.
Here's a little history lesson. Launched in 1973, if you ever shot a school gun at a playground, there's a nearly half chance it was a Browning 5.25. When the 7.25 came out 40 years later, the world of shooting held its breath. Does this mean the end for the much-loved 5.25? Not a bit of it. The 5.25 still sells well and has appeared in popular special editions such as the Liberty Light and now the Crown, which is priced at around £4,500. You get great quality wood, and it's proving a popular choice for a pair of guns for under £10,000. Anyone who worries that they should be shooting fibre wad cartridges but they ain't as good as plastic wads, this gun is designed for a fibre wad future. And talking of the future, there's an aim-point gun sight on the shoot. See, it is catching on with bird shooters. Halfway through the day, and gamekeeper Eric Poulain is content with how the shoot is going. He usually puts on 200 bird days like this, but he is under extra pressure today. He has the great and the good from the French-speaking gun trade here.
L'objectif, you have two ways to hunt: rough shooting, front of view, and drive and hunt. And for the drive and hunt, he made it specially so the pheasants and partridges can fly very high and fast.
Happily, Eric has had plenty of experience.
Moi, ça fait 20 ans. So Eric is working for 25 years here at the Domaine de la Feuge, but he's following his parents who are doing this for 25 years too, so almost 50 to 60 years.
Another keen shooter is Antoine Berton, editor-in-chief of Chasseur Français, the envy of Europe's hunting magazines with a circulation in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, we love the English style. For us it represents the top of the pop for hunting small game, because it's you have to be very sport. Pheasants have to fly high, and so you have to compare yourself to the neighbors, and we love this. And English people have the really good spirit.
On the way to Drive 3 we have to pause. There is an occupational hazard of driven bird shooting on the continent, a wild boar holed up in a cover crop. We're not set up for wild boar shooting today, so it's important to move it on.
And everybody starts to be excited, so it's preferable to stay on the small game, and you give a salute to the wild boar or to the red deer, and you will wait for drive and hunt for boars after. After
making everyone nervous, it eventually slips out the other side of the crop. Now I join another shooter, Pierre-Antoine from Browning, who is shooting the 725 Black, another gun designed with the British clay game market in mind. The B725 Sporter Black Edition has an entirely black receiver with Browning engravings on it. The 725 remains a technical revolution. Based on the famous B25, it retains many of the design features of the B525.
So we shot with a 725 UK Black Gold, 20 gauge, sorry.
And why is it UK?
Because of the wood finish and the engravery.
And this is a very English sort of shoot.
Yeah, because it's pheasant shooting, so yeah, that's why it's also...
And you're shooting a very English gun.
Yeah.
So can I get you to sing the English national anthem, please?
Oh no, I can't. I'm French, so sorry, I can't. It's not possible for me. I can't.
Is it a reasonably easy gun to shoot?
Yeah, it is. Very light, really good balance, 20 gauge. Really effective. I really like it.
Last drive of the day, and we add duck to the bag as well as some stunning pheasants. Pierre is getting into the groove with his 725. We end the day with a grand ceremonial laying out of the game. Like much about this shoot, it's a work of art. And talking of which, for more about Browning's shotguns, visit browning.eu. Thank you to Browning and to all at Domaine Lafarge. Now to the wider world of hunting and shooting on YouTube. It is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. The YouTube Catapult Master Black Belt 7th Dan Gamekeeper John has brought out a new half-hour film with fork hunting, trick shots and a little mooching. Some of Henrik Gustafsson's former pupils in Sweden are making hunting films. He sends me this one from a channel called Smeland's Jägarna. It's words like that caused Brexit, about driven hunting, one of the oldest forms of hunting in his part of the country. Hunting NT, which stands for Northern Territories, is pig shooting from a helicopter in this film. Australian wildlife departments are cracking down hard on their exotics problems. Jonas Tillmans from Out of Persch sends me hunting wild boar and female roe deer early September. He's out and about in the German state of Hessen. More German, Dreispross and the gear tester guys are out in Kerry, Southern Ireland on a seeker stalking trip. This is part one of J.E. Wild's mountain tar hunt in New Zealand. It's a very pretty piece. A northwest cold front last week made the waterfowl hungry in the USA, which is the hook for Bobby Guy Films' new video. And finally, the Boone and Crockett Club is running a series on YouTube. This week's episode looks at why hunting works for wildlife in a film called Theodore Roosevelt Conservation and Hunting. That's it for this week. I put all these films into a playlist for you. Click on the I symbol top right or check this film's description. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, that's it for this week. I urge you to go to fieldsportschannel.tv, have a look at our website. You can click to like us there on Facebook and on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can pop over to our shop, as I mentioned earlier, and you can even back us by going to fieldsportschannel.tv/shares. This show, Fieldsports Britain, is at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and for next week, happy Christmas. Goodbye.